Hey family, so I'm here at the house, the building project here in Santo. On the papers, the actual name that I guess the one who sold the land to us has given it a name called the Lord's Hill. So where my property is positioned is a place called the Lord's Hill. So right now I'm here, I'm taking a look at the coping that has been done. I had this in mind. I wanted to do this because I just like the design and I had battled for a while, to get it done the way that I'd wanted it. I saw some very nice designs, but the price that was quoted to me was, last year was very ridiculous. It was about 12,000 to do the coping. So I was taken aback by it, but I'm glad I didn't go for it because early this year, last year, December, I had this in mind that, why don't I engage the mason that is working on here? Because it's a design. So if the carpenter and the masons can come together, I believe they could, work it out. So I spoke to both the mason and the carpenter, and they said, well, if they can get the wood, they can create the design, the pattern. So if I go down, you will see it. You will notice that, it has come out very nice. And, it didn't cost me that much. It was basically paying for the labor, buying some of the wood and paying for the labor, and obviously buying the cement and obviously sand. So I saved myself thousands of cedis by not moving too fast. So sometimes even with the project, I think even if you have the money, maybe, you can just take some time to, look at a few options, talk about it, go over it with your wife, your husband, your team, before you make any decisions. So this is a room that I've added to the house. I'm a pastor, so I felt led to incorporate what I call a prayer room, a studio, where I can be, have a quiet time with the Lord, and also, get my online ministry, going. So this is going to be a prayer room. So today, they've been able to get the pillars done. The pillars have been, put in, the concrete work, the carpenters did their woodwork, and then the, mason was here. He just left not too long ago, and I think they've done a marvelous job, and I'm just grateful for the fact that they cleaned the place. This mason, so far, I'm very impressed with him. I had a previous mason who, for those of you who might have watched my previous videos, you will notice that, there was there's a different mason that I started with. That somewhere along the line, I began to see some dishonesty in him. If you watch my videos, you will notice that when it came to the, getting the flow done, I paid for, the big truck to bring the already mixed concrete. And one of my, drivers drew my attention to the fact that he had told me at one point that there were 11 workers that came to, get the flow done when the concrete was being poured. But as a matter of fact, there was less than that. So I had paid him for 11 workers when there was only about 7. So that was one of the dishonesty that I noticed. And I also noticed that he always kept changing, some of the prices, when we agreed on it. So I just had to, cut him off, with his dishonesty. I gave him a lot of chances to get it right, but, he didn't seem to get a hint. So this guy so far has been good. With this place now, what I want to do here, so let me just take a few steps back, is I want to, once the flow is done, this place will become covered. Okay, so the flow is going to go all the way from the prayer room right to this end. So this is going to be the flow. So there's going to be, I think it's a lentil. So right in front of you in this space, I want to have like, a window type thing where you can, like light will come in, and it will be like you inside will be able to see outside. Whatever goes on behind me here, nobody will be able to look, inside to see what's going on in the house. Okay, so I don't know what the plan is for what is behind me, but I want to make sure that I'm secured and, that privacy doesn't get compromised. So the staircase that will lead downstairs, is going to be from here, to take me downstairs. So let's take a few steps to see the work that's been done so far. So that's the staircase. And I can see that when they finish the pillars, whatever was left is what they came to pour in here. So when I come down, my son is excited about his room because this is going to be his room, and he's already chosen this room, and he's quite excited by it, and he's gonna have his shower and his washroom. And when you come out here, it's gonna be my daughter's room. I think it's bigger than my son's room. She picked the bigger one, and naturally, she's also excited. She wants a swimming pool to come in here. So we're gonna have to incorporate a swimming pool, in the space available to us at the back. We're gonna get a swimming pool in here by the grace of God. Gonna get a swimming pool in here. So, and then as you walk out, you're gonna come into their TV room. So this space for the kids, they will have their own privacy here, where they can, maybe even if they want to bring their friends in, they could do that. It's gonna be the master bedroom. See how big it is, very spacious, big windows. The view again from here, you can see the stadium for the All African Games this year is coming on, I believe, somewhere in March. So there's a deadline for the stadium to be finished. So there's a lot of work going on. This is going to be a closet. Mostly it's going to be women's clothes in here. And then this is going to be the shower, bathroom, you name it. Okay? So that is a bit of the view upstairs. This is going to be the balcony. I'm right now looking at the company that will get the balustrades done. Okay, I'm currently looking for the company, looking for a quote to see the kind of prices that I'm going to be looking at. So here too, the electrician has done a good job, getting in all his, circuit boards. I believe that's what it's called. He's done some great work. There's a company called Grand Pacific. I believe it's on the N1. That is the company that I've been buying from. I think this brand is called, I'll say Hager, Hager, Hager. That's who I've been buying from so far. Good service, good customer service over there. This is the staircase leading downstairs. And again, there's gonna be a window here to bring in some nice natural light. Again, some good works have gone in. My, I'll call him my caretaker. He's actually my steel bender, but he's been so good. He looks after the place for me. So sometimes the videos that you watch, I know it's not straight. Forgive me, it's him that takes those videos. He tries to always keep me abreast with what is going on. There's also 2 rooms down here. You can call it guest rooms. I have family from the UK, family in America. So if I'm ever to get visitors, there's not going to be an issue with them getting somewhere to sleep. There's another room. I guess the caretaker normally sleeps there, so he's not here right now. He's locked it, and it's going to be the guest, washroom. And there's space underneath the staircase for, maybe a storage facility. That's an option. And then this is the kitchen space. This is the kitchen space. You can see that again. What needs to be done at this stage, a lot of work has been put in. This is the back, so this is walking through, going through the back, the kitchen, from the kitchen. This is the living room space. As you can see, and I'm going to point out some negatives, okay, for you to have a look at. So you will notice that some of the, I'd say maybe the wires and, the connections for the AC. Somewhere last year, my steel bender called my attention. He had come in here late at night and he saw, I guess, some people trying to run away. Just that little piece of copper that, was put in just so that the plaster and everything would be done. Some thieves had just come to, try to cut it. I think they succeeded in maybe 1 or 2. But, something that I wanted to get done so that by the time that, the plastering is done, you don't have to now go back and cut and, that kind of thing. So that's just, something that's a bit of a negative. And also this goes back, what you're seeing here, we had to chip it because my carpenter, his work wasn't that good when I was getting this stage done. So when the machine, the premise concrete, when they brought the concrete in, it was being, spread at the top. Some of the boards were, the nails were not strong, it was coming out. But we managed to, get it to, stay. So it was protruding. So we had to, chip it so that the next time when they're done with the plastering upstairs, he's giving me a code for all the rest of the plastering that needs to be done. So that is also, going to be sorted out. And then there's still some screening that needs to be done from here, as you can see. And last year somewhere, this polytank was in position here. Again, I guess some thieves wanted to come and, steal it. Again, this steel bender of mine managed to get here early enough to scare them away. So now he's chained it, to the pillar so that they're not able to steal it. So you can see that it used to be positioned on this side. This is where it was positioned before, where the blocks are. So they were trying to move it, to steal it, but he's got a chain that he uses to chain it, to the pillar. And you can see, I think the day before yesterday, sand came in. Sand now is going for 2,700. That's how expensive it's become, 2,700. So that's like one trip. Before it was very cheap, 1,000, 2,005. But now it's gone, much more expensive. So let's look at the coping. It makes the building more defined. If I can zoom in, it gives it a bit of, style. So if we can zoom in from here, you can see, so I'm told by the mason that there's still some dressing that they will need to, apply to it, because they want to make it look smooth. Okay, so you can see it. Let me just move the camera along. I hope you can see it. Okay, that's how it's going to look. And this piece of pipe that you see sticking out is just temporary. There's no where it's going to, there's not how it's going to be. What used to happen was that when it rained, because it's a flat roof, the rains will sit, on the roof. So obviously that wasn't good. So my steel bender just made a temporary hole for the water to come out. But the plan is that when the screening is done at the top, it will be, it will be sloped. To be sloped to the back, and there'll be connections that will, get the water out and down. It will be engineered properly, so it's not something that will cause any problems, going down the line. Now, I want to point this out to you. I've not said it, since it was done. You notice that it's not in line. Again, going back to the former mason, this was his handiwork. He was in such a rush, to collect money. So when he was getting this done, he didn't see the mistake to see that this thing wasn't lining up. So this new mason has come up with a plan. He's told me not to worry. He's gonna work it out, that it will all fall in line. So this is something that, I noticed after, when I came on site, when he was already paid and gone. So he was just someone who just, it's all about the money and not really about getting the work done, and, making sure that money is not being wasted. So this is something that, I've noticed, at the time when it was done. Okay. So let me show you where, again, I think some of the air conditioning stuff was pulled out. So you will see it. You'll notice here. So I think one here and then another one there. Okay, so these are some of the things that, we can try and avoid. So it is a pretty much, nice area. I'm not too far from Addai-Sarfo Springs. Addai-Sarfo Springs is literally a walking distance. I can walk you to where the project, is taking place. So this is my road that would take me to join the main road, for Addai-Sarfo Springs, and will then join the motorway. But if you are keeping in touch with what has been happening, because of the All African Games, there's been, a new road which has been constructed. I think I shared a video a while ago of that road, and now you can literally get to this site without having to, be on the motorway. So I'm going to try and get a video of the road done when I'm going home for you to see. It's a newly constructed road, so you get off, and then you join the motorway further down the line. So once you join the motorway, within a few minutes, you're going to be at Accra Mall. So this is a rapidly developing place, Borteman, Santor. Land is very expensive now in this area. So this is the property. If you are going to be viewing it from the outside, you can tell that it's looking much, much, much better. I'm thankful to God. The Bible says in Psalms 127, except the Lord builds a house, they labor in vain, those that build. So I'm grateful to God for bringing me this far. 2023, it wasn't easy, to get this project going because materials were so expensive. I could hardly come on site last year. You will notice that it was only around, I believe, November, December that I was able to come in and get some work done. But by the grace of God, with speed and acceleration, we've been able to do a lot of work. I believe work that would have taken us a year to do, in 2-3 months, we're able to accomplish it. So this is awesome. This is great news. This is nothing but God. And it's also to encourage those who want to take that leap of faith. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. A journey of 1,000 miles. You can only start it by taking the first step. So once you don't make that first step, then it becomes difficult. When I started, cement was like 39, 40 to about 45 cities. Now cement is going for 80 Ghana. You can get some for maybe 70, 75, but it's like 80. So you can imagine, the budget that has now escalated and it's tripled the price. So it's to encourage you to, begin that project. Make that first step. If you have the land, get that foundation dug. Get the pillars, the iron rods. There are some things that you can buy which don't spoil, like iron rods and blocks. You can, get them. I was, buying things even when I didn't need them. I didn't listen to my electrician, for instance. I made sure I purchased, all of these metal boxes. I purchased a whole lot of them. The pipes, I purchased a whole lot of them. So now, even if I need more, it's not going to be so much more because I purchased them when, for instance, the conduit pipes, I purchased them when they were about 5, 6 cedis for one. Today, they're about 12, 13 cedis for one. So there are some things that as long as you have storage, you can purchase them and, let them, be in your storage so that when you're ready, you can, use them. So that is something that has been very beneficial to me. So I want to encourage you, be encouraged. 2024, if you put your mind to it, if you put your heart into it, you're going to be more than able to do it. The Lord who has started a good work in you, He is more than able to complete. He's more than able to bring it to that, to that expected end. So be encouraged. Be encouraged. Don't look at it and see a giant before you. See it as a mountain that you have already conquered. And always put everything before God. And God will strengthen your hands to make it a reality. And so, by the grace of God, I believe this is my 3rd year. It's not been easy. There are times and seasons where money doesn't flow. And there's not much I can do about it other than to pray and ask God to supply. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, God has been faithful. So it's a blessing and it's an honor. I didn't know anything about building. I didn't know any of the terminologies, but I'm grateful for YouTube. YouTube has helped me a great deal to learn a lot of the terminologies and to grow, because if you don't, then you'll be taken advantage of. And so this is where I've reached so far. And my plan is to get this flow done in the next couple of weeks, because I believe these pillars have to dry first. Once it's dry, then the carpenters will come in and, get the works done. The steel bender will get his iron rods to get his work done. And then the electrician will also come in and get his work done. And then we are ready to go. So once again, thank you. Be encouraged. Be blessed. Have a wonderful time. And know that 2024, God will not put you to shame. My name is Pastor Albert Addai-Sarfo, and I want you to understand that God has enough blessings for us all. God richly bless you. May the Lord sustain you. May the Lord enrich you. May the Lord make His face shine upon you. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.